was just brutal. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sensitive Media. Jerry Campbell. Tonight's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, as the Phillies lose 13-1 to the Braves. I mean, that was just abysmal. Like I said, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share, get your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So the Phillies allowed the Braves to score 13 runs on 14 hits. So this was just an abysmal one for the Phils tonight. I mean, it's hard to believe we actually did have a lead in this one, an early 1-0 lead that this seems so long ago. This was just abysmal. It's certainly an exciting day around Major League Baseball. A lot of blockbuster trades. We'll talk about those a little bit later. Video coming tomorrow all at the trade deadline. Mostly about the Phils, of course, but talking about the Juan Soto trade. This is an amazing day to be a baseball fan. One of my favorite days of the year. The trade deadline was a little bit late this year here on August 2nd. Usually it is, of course, on July 31st. But it was a little bit late this year, but nevertheless, we got to see it. But certainly something I didn't want to see was this abysmal 13-1 Phillies loss. I mean, this was just awful. This was just terrible. I think going in, I didn't expect to know the bullpen game with Nick Nelson on the mound, but I didn't expect for it to be this rough. I mean, 13 runs for the Braves, and our offense was just completely asleep. So Spencer Strider does well against us for the second straight time. As you do all remember, he did start against Aaron Nola in that loss last week at Citizens Bank. We have to hope for a series split tomorrow in Atlanta. So at 12:20, the first pitch tomorrow, an early one, that's for sure. Zach Lear going against Charlie Morton, a rematch from last week's win on Wednesday afternoon. Hopefully we win again tomorrow. This time I have to be down in Atlanta, Georgia. But anyway, this was just abysmal. As I said, I didn't expect to win this game and with the bullpen, game, going, but this was just, I didn't expect for it to be this bad. So we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the second inning. Derek, let's see a line drive off of Matt Olson as the ball goes all the way down the right field line as Nick Castellanos comes around to score Hall's 7th double of the season, and the Phillies lead it 1-0. That ball was a rope. That ball was an absolute rope, and Nick Castellanos speeding home comes around to score. So the Phillies actually did lead this ball game at one point. It's hard to believe. When you lose 13-1, you actually had a lead at one point. I mean, they actually were leading this ball game. As I said, that just feels so long ago. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the third inning. Eddie Rosario batting with the bases loaded, hits a ground ball to first. A diving stop by Rhys Hoskins. It hits off of his glove. It took a while for the ball to be picked up. As Michael Harris II and Ronald Acuna Jr. come around to score, as the Braves now take a 2-1 lead. And that was not a very pretty play, that's for sure. I mean, Rhys Hoskins. I mean, now you got to give him a little break on. That was not an easy play. But at least he did knock it down. Talk about minimizing damage. Usually that would minimize the damage, but it didn't. So that's a rare scenario where it actually didn't really minimize the damage by knocking down the baseball. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ronald Acuna Jr. singles on a ground ball to left field. Marcell Ozuna comes around to score, and then Kyle Schwarber bobbles the ball in left field, and Acuna Jr. is going for second. A great throw from Kyle Schwarber. We talk about the arm, and Acuna Jr. is out at second. So do not run on that arm of Kyle Schwarber, right? Not an arm you want to run on, that is for sure. But unfortunately, that did not stop Marcell Ozuna from crossing the plate. This is now 3-1 Atlanta, but still great throw from Kyle Schwarber out in left field, great recovery. So we talked about that before. Then we picked up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Eddie Rosario doubles on a sharp line drive to center field. Matt Olson comes around to score Rosario's third double of the season. 4-1 Atlanta. So Eddie Rosario does it again after reaching that 2 RBI single earlier in the ball game. That lucky 2 RBI single to hit off the glove of Rhys Hoskins. So he delivers again right here. So the Braves now have a 3-1 lead. And we pick it up here in the same inning. Quirk and Abel throws a wild pitch as Eddie Rosario comes around to score 5-1 Atlanta. This is a lot of sloppy play. Even if you take away that great throw from Kyle Schwarber, he even balled the baseball out there, of course, and then it just a lot of weird stuff with the ball hitting off of Rhys Hoskins' glove and 2 runs scoring on that. So this was just one of those nights. And we pick it up here in the same inning. Marcell Ozuna singles on a ground ball to left field. William Contreras comes around to score 6-1 Braves. 6-1 Braves. So it feels like a loss. I mean, it just feels like a loss. They just kept piling it on, piling it on, piling on. Of course, they wouldn't be done. Then in the same inning, Orlando Arcia homers, letting fly ball 2 left center field. A 2-run shot off of Corey Knebel. Arcia's 6th home run of the season, and it's now 8-1 Atlanta. So that now ends Corey Knebel's scoreless streak. I mean, 14 straight appearances without allowing a run, and then he comes back out here tonight and he has this performance. He was terrible tonight. Corey Knebel was not good at all. We pick it up here in the same inning. Mark Appel now on the mound as Dansby Swanson singles on a line drive to center field. Michael Harris II comes around to score, and it's now 9-1 Atlanta. So it's better than Jerry's Philly, am I right? Bye-bye, am I right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Braves were just swinging it tonight. They were just swinging a lot of hard-hit baseballs. So Dansby Swanson joining in on the action. They give the Braves now 8-run lead, now 9-1. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Marcell Ozuna was killing us tonight. He inward on a fly ball to center field off of Francisco Morales. And it's now 10-1 Atlanta. So Marcell Ozuna does it again, his 19th home run of the season. This is a guy that has terrible defense out in left field. He doesn't hit for very high average, but the power is certainly there. Now 19 home runs on the year for him. Now just one shy of 20 on the year. So 10-1 Braves. And pick it up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Eddie Rosario does it again. He already had a few RBIs before this. He singles on a ground ball to right field. Dansby Swanson and Matt Olson come around to score, and it's now a 12-1 Braves lead. They were just relentless. That was again off of Francisco Morales. We definitely got to see some good amount of time tonight. So perfect time to use them. Perfect time to use them. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. William Contreras grounds into a double play as Austin Riley comes around to score, and it's now 13-1 Braves. Of course, Austin Riley signing that 10-year, $232 million extension with the Braves. That's just a steal. I mean, the Braves literally stole that guy. I mean, you go take a look at, some of what these guys are getting. Of course, Juan Soto turning down 15 years, $440 from the Nationals. That's a whole other story. I'll talk about that a little bit later with the whole Soto trade. But, the thing about what the Braves got for Austin Riley. I mean, this is a guy that clearly wants to win. He clearly wants to, stay where he's at. He clearly likes Atlanta. He's willing to take, significant discount because, honestly, that's highway robbery. I can't believe they got him for that. He is a much better player, than that. But, he wants to win. He doesn't care as much about the money, and I really respect that. He wants to give the Braves financial flexibility to go out and, sign other players and, make the team better, not just put all the money on himself. So, 13-1 Atlanta's your final score. It's a smackdown on the Phillies tonight, unfortunately. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot. His performance, he was able to draw 2 walks. As I said, turn your 0 for 4s and 0 for 3s and 0 for 2s. And 807 OPS for Schwarber. He is hitting 203 in the year, which is absolutely terrible, of course. And Rhys Hoskins, a hitless performance tonight as well, as the average now drops below the 250 mark, now at 249. Now, boom, a hitless performance as he strikes out 3 times tonight. Certainly not a good night for Al Boom at all. He was just terrible. And J.T. Mitchell also going hitless as well, going down on strikes. He struck out 14 times as a team tonight. 14 times! We left 12 runners on, which honestly isn't as bad as usual. That's honestly maybe good, right? I've never seen a team leave so many runners on base as the Phillies. So nothing out of JT Mitchell. Nick Castellanos, 1 knock tonight, scoring the only Phillies run of the ball game on that Derek Hall double. They hit off of Matt Olson and went down the right field line. So Nick Castellanos, he didn't have a bad night compared to some other guys. I can tell you that. Derek Hall, 2 knocks tonight, the RBI double, of course. Phillies had some media. Phillies player of the game, 2 knocks, the RBI on that double. And Bryson Stott gets to start at second and collects a knock. And now hitting 199 in the year. It just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. So there you go. He's creeping up on 200. Now just 1 point shy of 200. So he's going to get it. And Matt Vierling, hitless performance out in center, but he ended up really seeing as much of Matt Vierling now. And of course, with the Brandon Marsh trade to Los Angeles Angels, again, we'll talk about that a little briefly at the end, but we're going to really go in depth about it tomorrow. 1 walk tonight as well. And Didi Gregorius, the do-nothing Didi, as he goes hitless, of course, a 210 average, a OPS, it's just ridiculous, at 568, 568 OPS. Honestly, I think this guy maybe needs to be DFA'd. I don't think that's too much of a stretch. Gene Segura comes back, you'll never see him. He's going to be hitting on the bench. He's going to be like Odubel Herrera, how he was hitting on the bench pretty much. You just never saw him. So he's going down a very, very dangerous path. I think he knows it. He knows his contract. He knows his contract isn't going to be renewed after the season, of course. So he knows he's done. This guy is just a disgrace. Every step of the way. And Nick Nelson, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He honestly wasn't terrible. But I mean, this is pretty much what you expect, from a bullpen game. As he gets back with a loss now, 3-2 in the ERA, 4.14 ERA for Nelson, and Connor Brogdon, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, a 1.96 ERA. So he wasn't terrible at all. He was able to get out of some tough spots. And Angelotti, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run was earned, and 2 strikeouts. So that wasn't terrible. I mean, that wasn't terrible. I mean, he still had a really good year for us. And how about Corey Knebel? I mean, Corey Knebel, can we talk about it? This guy was just an absolute dumpster fire tonight. 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned. Didn't walk anybody, but struck out 1. I mean, his ERA jumped up to 3.61. His ERA jumped up to 3.61. He was terrible tonight. Terrible. He was just awful. I mean, seriously awful. So, I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, talk about being a disappointment. I mean, you have all that. I mean, think about it, 14 straight appearances without allowing 1 run. 1 run. I was praising him. And then he comes back out tonight. I mean, it wasn't like he just allowed 1 run. I mean, you think, okay, I mean, you can't keep it going forever. But 5 in just 2/3 innings? He was terrible tonight. Mark Appel, an inning in the third, 2 hits, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, a 1.74 ERA for Appel, as he was able to get us out of that inning finally. And Francisco Morales, 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 2 walks, and he did not collect a strikeout tonight. Another appearance out of Francisco Morales, 22-year-old, definitely a guy to keep your eye on, that is for sure. So that is pretty much it. So 12-20, the first pitch, we were 9-5 with a 2.77 ERA, going against Charlie Morton, 5-5 with a 4.34 ERA. So we have to get the Charlie Morton early. You have to really work the pitch count to kind of wear him out. Then he tends to make mistakes. Zach Wheeler, just do what you did last time. And of course, this is the end of the bullpen games, probably, right? I mean, Zach Eflin out until at least late August. I mean, this guy, I mean, he is just, he really bothers me. I mean, I understand injuries are going to happen, but every single year he is yet to prove that he could be a reliable starter from game 1 to 162. Every time after the All-Star break, he has this injury, and he can't pitch. I mean, I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. And the Phillies finally had enough. And acquired Noah Syndergaard today prior to the deadline. I'm a huge fan of this pickup, and the fact that you get rid of Mickey Moniak. I was just so tired of that guy. I just really was, and we pretty much got him at a pretty good price. I was very pleased with the Noah Syndergaard pickup. So as I said, that's it for the bullpen games. Noah Syndergaard, the right-hander, will now take over. That's my rotation, so I don't really have to worry about that. And you got 2 former Mets in the rotation with Zach Wheeler and Noah Syndergaard, former teammates. So welcome to Philadelphia, Noah Syndergaard, and of course with the Brandon Marsh pickup out in center field. You're not going to see as much out of Matt Breeling now with Brandon Marsh now seeing some time out there. I mean, the thing that I'm not really too thrilled about, we'll target this morning, the OPS, right around 650 for his career. He can't prove that he's been able to hit, but he's an excellent defender. He covers a lot of ground out there. He's very good speed. So I like him very much as a defender. That's why the Phillies really liked him, but the guy just can't hit. And I think maybe he has some potential. He kind of has shown he could hit, but clearly not at the big league level. And welcome back to Philadelphia, David Robertson. How about that? A name that just, gives me a lot of headaches, prior to today, right? I mean, signing that 2-year contract prior to the 19th season, pitched like 4 games, maybe not even that, maybe 3 games. He was terrible. Had all those injuries, and he was out the whole rest of 19, didn't pitch in 20. And he's definitely having a good season for the Cubs. So, nice, solid bullpen acquisition. So, welcome back to Philadelphia. I believe in second chances, of course. It wasn't his fault. Of course, he just got hurt, and he said he's looking forward to coming back. I mean, second time's a charm. I love the Noah Syndergaard. I love this guy already, right? I was not a fan of Noah Syndergaard for obvious reasons. Of course, he was wearing the orange and blue for his whole career prior to going to the Angels. But he's a troll on Twitter. He loves going after people. He's just a shyster. I saw a lot of his tweets today. The SNY people, trying to troll him, and then he trolls them back. He's a very funny guy. Bringing up the fact that he stole the Fanatic ATV in 2017. He's like, well, this is awkward, ... He's funny. He's definitely got a personality. A little beef there with Bryce Harper. I don't imagine that's going to be a big problem. He did make some comments in the past. You remember, he's just a weird guy. He's just a very interesting guy, but he did make some comments about Bryce, but I imagine that's kind of settled now. I don't really think that's going to be too much of a problem. I don't want to go too much into it. I'll explain it more tomorrow. I really want to go in depth. I really want to talk about the Juan Soto trade. That is just crazy. Crazy. So Juan Soto finally out of our division. Celebrate good times. Josh Bell is going as well. 2 Philly killers. 2 Philly murderers are now gone. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Social media link is in the section at Phillies Answer Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PeteAnswerMedia. Card text 267-225-3292. Email at PhilliesAnswerMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies. See you guys.